Welcome to One Chapter, One Thought. I'm Pastor Chris from Lincroft Bible Church in New Jersey, and every weekday I read one chapter of the Bible and offer one brief devotional thought. Today's reading is from the book of Proverbs, chapter 6. My child, if you have put up security for a friend's debt, or agreed to guarantee the debt of a stranger, if you have trapped yourself by your agreement and are caught by what you said, follow my advice and save yourself, for you have placed yourself at your friend's mercy. Now, swallow your pride, go and beg to have your name erased. Don't put it off, do it now, don't rest until you do. Save yourself like a gazelle escaping from a hunter, like a bird fleeing from a net. Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones, learn their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you, lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. What are worthless and wicked people like? They are constant liars, signaling their deceit with the wink of an eye, the nudge of a foot, the wiggle of a finger. Their perverted hearts plot evil and they constantly stir up trouble. But they will be destroyed suddenly, broken in an instant beyond all hope of healing. There are 6 things the Lord hates, no, 7 things he detests: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that kill the innocent, a heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours out lies, a person who sows discord in a family. My son, obey your father's commands, and don't neglect your mother's instruction. Keep their words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. For their command is a lamp and their instruction a light. Their corrective discipline is the way of life. It will keep you from the immoral woman, from the smooth tongue of the promiscuous woman. Don't lust for her beauty. Don't let her coy glances seduce you, for a prostitute will bring you to poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life. Can a man scoop a flame into his lap and have his clothes not catch on fire? Can he walk on hot coals and not blister his feet? So it is with a man who sleeps with another man's wife. He who embraces her will not go unpunished. Excuses might be found for a thief who steals because he is starving, but if he is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he has to sell everything in his house. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. For the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation, nor be satisfied with a payoff of any size. One thought. Laziness is not typically a sin that we think often about. We might classify sins like murder or anger or lying as much more significant than laziness, but the book of Proverbs speaks of laziness quite a bit. And it does make sense, too, because King Solomon is writing this to his son, preparing him for leadership. And being king, being a leader really, though, in any capacity, takes a lot of hard work. And Solomon wants to motivate his son to embrace the responsibilities that God has given him and to work hard for God's glory and for the good of others. And, you know, when we look at Proverbs, then it exposes within us that we might struggle with laziness more than we think. King Solomon admonishes his son and wants his son to learn from those that are around him. And here, Solomon says you can even learn from the insects. Just open your eyes, look around, be observant, be aware, pay attention. And if you're observing how life works, you can learn from it. So if you ever think that you're too smart to learn from others, think again. Because the wisest man in the world, King Solomon, who received God's divine wisdom, he thinks it's certainly possible to learn from the ants. So what can we learn from these incredible creatures that can help us overcome laziness? Well, I think one of the interesting things is that Solomon points out, kind of to use contemporary language, that ants are internally motivated. This is what he says in verse 6. Take a lesson from the ants, learn their ways, and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard. So Solomon is pointing out that ants, they just do the work. There's no taskmaster, there's no accountability apps, there's no alarm clock, there's no boss breathing down their neck. They just do their work. Do you? Are you responsible enough to get your work done? Or does it take threats? Does it take that boss breathing down your neck to get it done? Does it take that firm deadline? Or are you a hardworking person that's motivated internally based on, hey, this matters. I want to do a good job here. I want to provide for my family. I want to, get my life together. And ultimately, I'm doing this for God's glory. The hard-working person is motivated from within. They don't need external motivations. And then the second thing that he points out is ants are hardworking in that they prepare in advance. He says they labor hard all summer gathering food for the winter. So the ants gather the food in the summer because they know that winter is coming. They know that there is a time when they won't be able to gather. They won't be able to get what they need. And so they need a surplus. They need preparation in advance in order to weather that season. But the lazy person doesn't prepare at all. The lazy person doesn't look ahead at all. And then they get surprised when they're in need. It says poverty will pounce on you like a bandit, and scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. I've heard this cliche, right, that poverty happens slowly and then all at once. Meaning there's things you can put off and put off and put off for a while that maybe you're able to skate by on some savings or skate by on racking up credit card debt, but then eventually it all catches up to you suddenly in a moment. And so we live wisely. The wise person works hard because it prevents them from being surprised by knowable times of leanness or knowable times of difficulty. Obviously, sudden tragedies can happen to anybody, even the wisest, hardest working person in the world. And yet, the wise person still seeks to prepare in advance for the knowable times. And we honor God then when we work hard and prepare for the future.